What's up, everyone? It's great to have you here. We're going to start the live stream, do some analysis, and see if anything happens tonight, because we do expect some volatility. Okay, welcome everyone. Good to have you here in today's live stream, back from Paris, and it's been quite the content day, uploading a video about Ethereum, uploading something about Bitcoin as well, and I will share my thoughts and also my approach, which I kind of covered in the video as well, but I think it's good for people to see more about also, of course, how I do my stuff sometimes. So currently at resistance, which is holding so far, the 87.2k area as explained. And yeah, not gonna lie, I would still like an 81k or below 76, but at the moment, not yet too much weakness. So we're gonna go through the analysis in a nutshell, and then we're gonna move into a Q&A, and of course, what to look out for. How do probabilities change? Now, I got to be honest, I actually am a little bit sick, and I will probably try at least to be here for, well, 30 minutes to an hour, and then definitely call it a day because I want to go to bed in time and tomorrow be completely fit again. Not sure why, but sometimes that's the way it is. No? Sometimes that's the way it is. So maybe sometimes I have to mute the mic a little bit because I'm like with my voice, you know what I mean? Like, oh, wait, my button in my keyboard didn't, wait, test? Okay, no, I have to use my Rode X streamer capture. Anyway, welcome everyone. We will do our greetings and highs and Q&A and chatting in a little bit. Let me first jump into the analysis, talk about the price action, and then take it from there. So the more time we have for chatting and Q&A, hopefully, by the way, you enjoyed the first ever altcoin analysis on the channel. And I've been talking about, of course, uploading altcoin videos as well, because if Bitcoin is not doing too much or probabilities don't really change, or there's not too much different compared to previous analysis, I prefer to still upload something, but then upload something altcoin related. So I did Ethereum today on the weekly time frame. If you're interested, it is on the channel. Okay. So what we're going to do in today's live stream is start the analysis, go through the different scenarios, which is quite similar to the video I uploaded earlier. But now that I'm live, I can explain a bit more about the how, the what, the why, and also how I approach my trading. And then after that, I also want to shortly talk about what I wrote here. So I will put this on the screen and then remove it there. Yeah. That is what we're going to do. And then I answer questions, Q&A, and try to help you guys as much as I can. So, yeah, not going to lie, actually, like, what's the time? Almost 7 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a good time. So I'll say the highs and everything in a little bit after the analysis. So 7 minutes 30. And got to say, the last couple of days have been quite incredible from a trading perspective. Now we are at a very, very key area on the chart for both bulls and bears, to be honest. So, and I'll explain, of course, why in the analysis. And this is also an area where patience will be very rewarded. I don't want to, how do you call it, like shoot the gun or whatever, like be too quick, be too early, be very patient. But of course, we hit resistance over here. And very, very patient, wait. And the moment we took out this low, came up more bearish CVDs, that was a clear sign like, okay, we're looking for a diagonal, look for a move down. And then, of course, the moment I started playing around with the screenshots on the channel, 80 to 81K, looking for 86. And now we are at 86 at the moment of recording, 86.5. Of course, we hit 87. That's perfectly fine, but at least we touched the box, which is something we were looking for, which is very, very nice. Now, the question then becomes, do we get continuation, yes or no? And that is why local price action now is so important. We're basically in in the middle of the two scenarios, of the bulls and the bearish scenario. But I will share my thoughts on what I would like to see, and then also how I approach my trading. Yeah, very, very nice. Solid move down, solid move to the upside. Okay, so we're going to start. And these scenarios, just like in the video, are in random order. I will just cover them one by one. And yeah, no, that's how we do it. So this is your bullish scenario, most unexpected for many. And here you then have a 1 or A, look for 2B, continuation up. It's a typical leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 1 or A. Not the cleanest, but definitely a potential. Then you need a 3-wave corrective structure in a 2 or B, right? And continuation up to take out this high. This is the important one, that one. Now, what do we want to see? Well, wave 2 or B has to be a 3-wave structure. This move to the downside does have a bias towards it being an impulsive structure. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. The issue is that after an impulse, you need a partner leg, which then would lead to taking out that low and at least touching the 80K support, which remains very interesting. But for local probabilities, and this is where you have Elliott wave analysis versus trading-wise analysis, right? I like to see some weakness locally before I would consider shorting to 80K. I am interested, but currently I'm still in the long that I took over here, right? Because the probabilities were higher to move up at 80, 81K. Looking for 86, touched 86, took a TP out, right? Took a TP at 87, cool. If we move above 88.8, oh, cool, might have a runner. Huh? If we don't, and we see better signs of weakness, support turns into resistance again, right? I'll close. Stop loss is break even anyway. Now, the common target for 2 or B is this area, the blue box, and preferably the end of 2 or B is after the vertical yellow line, which is the case here. And because we touched the most common target area and ended up after this line with a new low here, you have to consider the bullish scenario. You cannot just wipe it away and be like, oh, we're only bearish 76K, right? So the moment we were down here, we were looking for a move up anyway. And in both the bullish and the bearish scenario, if you watched my previous content, we were looking for price to move up as the highest probabilities. For the bulls, of course, continuation. For the bears, we are looking for a bigger structure to the downside. In both cases, looking up. That was a high probability Elliott wave setup. Even without really other tools. I do like to use other tools in Confluence with Elliott waves, but that was a great potential setup over here. So in this scenario, in 2 or B, you need to take out this high, which also invalidates the bearish scenarios. And then from an Elliott wave point of view, I preferably see this low taken. This counts better as a 5-wave impulse. It looks off as an ABC, but I don't yet have the full local weakness yet, at least. This move up, WXYXZ has potential, or a WXY zigzag family structure. We retraced to the 0.786, which is a maximum target for a 2, common target for a B or an X. And yeah, we have a bit of a move down, but if you then jump to a 15-minute time frame, this second high did touch the 886, taken from the high to the low here. And the 886 is rare for a wave 2. So if you look for an impulse down, which has to be a wave C in a bigger ABC, you want an impulse down, then having a wave 2 touching an 886 is not really giving probabilities to price getting a wave C down. So for me to really start considering a wave C down, I lose some support, maybe even flip, right? Etc. And that's the moment where I really get interested. I also don't mind missing a move. I don't have to be in the market at all times. I just want to trade the highest probability scenarios, which is something that you should do as well. And the highest probability was down here. That was the, what's up, Alex, by the way? Gotta say hi to Alex. He's a YouTube content creator as well. There's a lot of live trading. What's up, Alex? Good to have you here, mate. So In this scenario, you want a three-wave structure in a 2 or B, and the first structure down does still count better as a diagonal correction, and then this being a wave 4 and then a wave 5 as an impulse. But then you would look for impulse, correction, impulse, take out the low. Give me some weakness, right? And that is something I'll be looking for. I'm not yet in short positions. I'm not interested, clearly. But it is definitely something I am considering. Yeah. Anything else to add? For the bulls, what you want to see is it's no problem to have a bit of resistance, but if this is impulsive and we look for multi 1-2s, right, 1-2-1-2 continuation, you're looking for wave 3. In that case, you just want to continue up. Of course, we have some high impact news later tonight here, right? So be safe, but preferably you just go high amount of volume. Don't change market structure. Taking out the low would be detrimental to seeing impulsive continuation. So that is, of course, like an invalidation for a multi 1-2 really, and losing this support would not be perfect. Something that I do keep in mind, which is reducing my interest in shorting as long as I don't have clear weakness, is the CVD. I explained this in the video. We do have bullish CVD. So bullish CVDs here already played out. But if we zoom out, then, wait, this is the 1 hour. Are we good? Yeah. So we also have this bigger bullish CVD. Market shorts are being absorbed by limit longs. And the bigger bullish CVD is not too interesting as price moves down. But the moment you then locally start to change structure, take out this high, see local bullish CVDs coming in as well. It kind of like, and then you have CVDs building. It kind of activates the biggest CVD. You have to be aware of this one with the target being 88.8. So for me to really be interested in looking for or trading a move down, I need a lot more than what this little bit here is showing me. So I just don't really have the interest. CVD is bullish at the moment, not bearish. So yeah, I'm not really too interested in shorts just yet. I will probably talk more about my approach as well, because price at the moment is at a key area on the chart, right? It's the thumbnail. I updated the thumbnail. Also kind of shows that, right? Are we looking for ploop 92 or ploop 76? And from a trading approach, it's relatively easy. From an Elliott wave approach, I will explain my my preferred scenarios in a second. Going through the bearish ones, this will be easy. We look for another low, W, X triangle, Y. In this particular case, we need weakness, right? Now, the thing here is, and this is the problem in this scenario, wave E has to be a simple zigzag, and this does not at the moment count like a nice simple zigzag. Simple zigzag being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's your wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave, another C. It has to be an A, B, C. How do we count this as a nice solid ABC, right? A 3-wave structure. Well, that's a bit of a challenge, no? The only way to really go into this is A, B, and then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But how is that possible? Overlap between 1 and 4, right? That's only allowed in diagonals. So yeah, it's just, and let me check if we have A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then you have to do this now. It's ridiculous. Right? It just doesn't look like a good ABC, like a simple zigzag structure, right? If anything, I preferably count this as a complex structure. WXY, WXYXZ is even something I have in consideration, but you can't have that in wave E of a triangle because wave C is already counted complex. And you're only allowed one complex structure in a triangle, meaning only one double or triple zigzag. You're not allowed to have more than one. Wave C here is counted as a double or triple, so we can't count E as a complex structure. So it just lowers the probabilities of a triangle. It's this structure that's problematic. I wouldn't be able to count any other zigzag than A, B, and then look for a C here. 1, 2, no. Let me do a few measurements here. So 3 is longer than 1. This is the high. 5 is longer than 3. That means expanding diagonal, right? So you have to already think about an expanding diagonal, which is very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. Then you take this channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we also touched the lower trend line. Yeah, it's expanding, low probability. So the triangle, right? The triangle does not look like a favorable scenario from a probabilities standpoint. Right? Okay, next up. So WXY double zigzag is the same, X is different. W, ABC, running flat, X, move down in Y. Now, running flat in wave X, so running flat is the rarest flat structure. Expanding flat most common, then you have the regular flat, then the running flat. A, B, and then the same diagonal in your wave is C to create the running flat, meaning wave C does not take out the end of your wave A. And in this case, you can count this as a complex structure up because you look for an impulse, correction, and another leg down minimum, right? Take out the low is the goal in this particular scenario. There's nothing wrong yet with this scenario. Of course, probabilities, running flat, right? It's not perfect, but this is definitely looking better than a triangle, in my opinion. Triangle wave E just looks off. Invalidation 88.8. Mind you, the invalidation here is also 88.8. And guess what? Also 88.8 here. Now the ratios of the diagonal, last bear scenario, take out the low with wave 5. The ratios here start to be a little awkward. Very big wave 1, very short wave 2, right? Wave 3 is shorter than the 0.382 of wave 1. Now, I might sound bollocks here. If you don't understand me, it might sound like abracadabra, but feel free to ask questions. Just to explain, if I take a fib time, that's this tool here, trend-based fib time, and when I take it from all-time high to the low of 1, and let's just double-click at the low of 1, then you can see that your wave 2 is super short compared to wave 1 for a diagonal. Right? I mean, it ended way before the 0.382, which is not awesome. Right? It's not too awesome. Then if I move this, okay, not that one, I need the other one. If I then move it on top of, so the third click on top of 2, click 1, click 2, click 3, then you can see that also wave 3 is shorter than the 0.382 of wave 1. In some old streams, I had a little bit of a different diagonal where I put wave 3 here, 5 down there, 4, then that goes there. So this is a 3. That would be better for a wave 3 to have a longer WXY, right? A double zigzag, ABC, correction, ABC. Then get 4, then get 5. That would work better from a ratio and time perspective. 2 remains very short, right? But comparing wave 1, 3, and 5, it would work better. So you make a low, go up, and another one. In both of the diagonals, you would look for this low to be taken anyway, which means that locally you need weakness right there, which at the moment we don't yet have sufficient. Well, not yet sufficient. So from an Elliott wave point of view, and that's what I write here, let me do this here, is resistance holding so far, right? That's 87.3. For weakness, I prefer some more structure and the white box to be lost. The white box is currently 86 support, right? It's flipped now. Bearish CVD stacking would be nice as well. We just hover at 87. And then here we go. I got no problem with price moving out of the range, right? Meaning to the upside. I'm in a long anyway, so hey, good for me. If we do take out the 88.8K high, you got to be aware of the potential of at least a flat. A flat being 3, whatever WXY, WXYXZ structure, A, B, C. It's not really something that has highest probabilities now, but got to be aware. If we take out this high, what I want to see is this. Not this. No. Then you're looking for a flat. Take out the high, retest, continue. Because this, not forget, is resistance, the white box. Flip that white box. Now trading is actually relatively easy where price is now, because even if price would do this and you're like, oh fuck, I just missed the move. Well, if we move towards the upside here, you're looking for a few 1-2s, you get your wave 3, which is your very impulsive move, and then you just wait for another range, which is going to be labeled wave 4, and you're just looking to long wave 4s. And then you're long the wave 4s into the next area of resistance. So trading wise, it's relatively easy. You don't need to catch all the moves, catch the high, catch the low. You don't need to be part of every structure, right? You want to take the higher probability ones. If we flip the high into support with bullish CVDs, interesting, right? Take out the high, look for price to move up. If this fails, we move down below supports, right? Every time that's a potential move or a short opportunity. If this just does poof, well, cool. Wait for a new range to form, long the new range as a high probability, as you're then looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? At the moment here, though, because we haven't taken this high, and I'm not yet finished with this story. So I spoke about the flat. Though, I can't deny that from an analytical point of view, a move down to 81K, zigzag, with the potential of a new low, 76K, according to the bearish scenarios, remains very interesting. At the moment, price retraced the move down by the 786, which is what you see here. So we have the move down, move up, 786 is touched, which is a target for a wave 2, also common for a B or X. The 886, 87.9 is less common for all three. Very rare for 2, less common for BX. So I keep my eyes pinned on signs of weakness, and I'm not too quick judging local movements. Because at the moment, right, we haven't even lost resistance turning maybe into support again. We're just hovering at the moment below the 87K support. Besides that, we have an 886 touch, bullish market structure. Take a fib, and price here touched the 886. Which increases probabilities to still take out these highs at a later stage, right? And that only really changes if price loses this support. That's the moment when it becomes interesting to look down. So I'm just not interested yet. I'm just not yet triggered to look for a move down. And if I go to bed tonight and price moves down, then that's the way it is. I'll look for a new opportunity. I don't have to make every move. So if we look at polylines, what you will realize is that at the moment where price is, it's in the middle of 2 scenarios. Blah, blah. I should now move all of these, of course, to the higher resistance. But you have the bullish scenario. And then you have all the bearish scenarios. And as explained, I would still like to see price moving below 76. Just missed out on touching this support, right? But I don't want to be stupid, right? And short into price moving up. Give me some weakness. Give me some weakness. So yeah, the easiest position was down here, looking for 86K. We got that, and now it's very being very patient. There's no, from an Elliott wave point of view, it's a little bit meh here, where price is now. Arguably, if I have to go like after my feeling, I'll be like, well, I would actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corrective structure, and then look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch resistance, potentially short that wave 2, bearish CVDs, look for price to move down 81 with the potential of 76. Well, that would be very interesting, even though I'm in a long, so I'm basically talking about something that goes against my current trade, but yeah. It is very complex. Welcome to the world of Elliott waves. It's not just up or down Elliott waves, it's probabilities. And, probabilities, this again, the bearish and bullish Elliott wave scenarios, when price was up here, we were very patient. The moment we took out this low, more bearish CVD, we were looking for price to move down, as per previous analysis in the previous content. Price at 80, 81K, we're looking for price to move up as a high probability. Those are very clear. Those are very clear. The reason why now it's not as clear, even it's a very messy move to the upside, but you do have bullish CVDs and you still have this bullish CVD with the target being the high. There's not yet any clear sign of weakness. We have the bearish scenarios looking for 81, potential 76, but we're in the middle of bull or bearish scenarios. So I'm more trying to explain my approach versus the exact probabilities for Elliott wave scenarios, as I personally like to wait for what happens locally instead of jumping the gun. That's the one I was looking for, jumping the gun. So my approach, my trading approach is relatively simple, even though you don't necessarily need to know, oh, this is the highest probability scenario. Of course, it would be very nice to take out this low. You don't want to take that high. If you do, you're going to talk more bullish scenarios. But from a trading perspective, previous video, looking for a move up. Bullish CVD supporting the move. So of course, that's what I'm in now. 86K, area of TP. 87K, area of TP. Stop loss. Potential runner, very nice. Lose support, break structure, probably out. Because I don't really have interest anymore and I just look for a new opportunity. Now for a new position, right? New position. What I would like to see is break resistance, move above, retest with bullish CVD and take out this high again. That could be interesting. And then just look for the next area of resistance. If price just pumps, if it moves up at least, this is longs. If price just does this, that's perfectly fine. I don't care about that. Right? If of course I'm in a position, but if not, then move up, cool, right? Go to bed. Tomorrow's another day. Wait for a range to form. High probability that's a wave 4. And look for another move up, which is going to be a wave 5 minimum. For a short, which honestly I'm more interested in shorts than longs, new longs, because of course we moved up to a 786 of this move down, right? And from a ranging perspective, we're at the high of the range as well. Plus, this does still count, in my opinion, better as a 5-wave impulse. It just looks nicer as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave structure. Get zigzag family corrective shebang up and look for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. I'm very interested in that, right? In a move down as a probability. Arguably, it's like a higher probability to see price moving down and take out this low, hit the resistor or the support at 81, potentially moving to 76. Perfect. And for shorts, I like to see the support lost, right? It would also be nice to touch the 886. That's 84.3. Right, move down, move down, move down, touch it, retest. Some bearish CVDs would be ideal, right? Maybe some more bearish CVDs, etc. That's the moment where I really get interested, So, and then you don't want to see price move above support or resistance, and then ta-da. I might be asleep when that happens, but yeah, I'm actually more interested in shorts than in longs. So this is how I approach the market from a trading perspective. From an Elliott wave perspective, yeah. If I have to go on my bias, I would be like 80K support. Wait for signs of weakness to enter a position, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corrective, whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the potential of then 76. If you lose that support. So, but I don't want to jump the gun. I'm not in a short, and I won't be in a short probably during the duration of this live stream. Yeah, not every 886 plays out, of course. This was an 886 in a diagonal, which happens more often than an 886 in an impulse. But yeah, this is how I approach the market at the moment. You know, the scenarios, the Elliott wave scenarios are relatively clear. And also, so wait, this one, move that up. This one doesn't look as great because of wave E. This one is still very possible. And then internally ABC. But you need to take 76K. This one, it's the ratio that's, so, yeah, like WXY, running flat X. Or we have the diagonal B. And those are the two that I keep an eye on. In both cases, you either take the high or the low, duh. But yeah, Ethereum, I uploaded a video earlier about Ethereum. That one is very clear. Ethereum is nice. Bitcoin was very nice locally here. Well, very, very nice. Probability is higher to move up. Got to move up. So this was easy. This was easy. This now here, that's hard. Now it's difficult. Because now you're in the middle between the bull and the bullish and the bearish scenarios. So, and we have some news coming in tonight as well, around probably 10 p.m.-ish. So it's very unlikely I will be entering new positions before the news hits. I honestly, I think I'm not even trading. I just go to bed and then tomorrow morning we'll see. I'm already safe with my existing position. By the way, I say hi to Mark. Mark has been working on his house for months and he's here again. Cheers, Mark, man. Thanks for taking the time in between all of the hard work you're doing. So, yeah, that's basically my thinking. That's my approach. We looked for a move down. We got to move down. Looked for a move up. Got to move up. Currently here, newer things is a bit more risky. No clear signs of weakness, clear signs of strength. Didn't take the high yet, didn't change the structure. So very, very patient with new positions. And yeah. Claret, yeah, Arturo, I think so too. You gotta also be able to pick your battles. You gotta pick your battles. You gotta know, wait, Elliott wave analysis at 7:30. So let me just write this in the chat. So even though, replace that. So what's up, everyone? Even though from an Elliott wave, so the Elliott wave scenarios are quite clear, right? You have the diagonal ABC up, 1, 2, 3 up, against the WXYs. I mean, that's the most simple explanation. And in the bearish scenarios, you don't want to take out this high, at least the ones we have on the chart. If you do, it's likely you end up at 93. Next area of resistance, I can pull all my levels on. And you can see that, okay, I don't know, we have a little bit of a pocket 90, but this is where things start to get interesting again. Weekly naked point of control plus a daily at 92, another daily at 93.3. And then here at 95, we have 96, some more stuff. Right? I can actually remove this now. Remove. We also touched all of this, cleaning up the chart a bit. Yeah, there we go. Look to the downside here. It's just stacking. Yeah. So you have the WXY being the bearish scenario. You have the bullish scenario being diagonal 2 up. Even for a bullish scenario, of course, I'm in a long. So yeah, if price goes up, very nice, very nice. But it would be not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, corrective, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, touch support. And then from here, start building for a bullish opportunity would be nice. Touch the box or 76. But this is a no trading zone. It's easier for me now to manage trades and manage new opportunities than doing Elliott wave probabilities as prices here. The local move up does look very, very 3-wavy. People in Discord mentioned it, and I agree. It's very 3 down, 3 up, whatever that is, and then another 3 up, right? So that has to be some sort of a diagonalish start, no? This range, right, has overlap with this high. So you cannot count this as a wave 4. You can't say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then look for a 5 because your 1 and your 4 overlap. No. So that's not possible. So you can do W, X, Y, X, Z, but that's very rare. You got an 886 touch at the high, increasing probabilities to take out the high. So you have bullish CVDs as price is moving up, and you still have existing bullish CVDs with the low and the high, target being 888, plus an 886 touch locally in bullish market structure. There's nothing that yet screams to me, Koen, press that short button. Come on, you can do it. There's nothing yet that makes me press that button. And yeah, you gotta. That was I was talking earlier. You gotta pick your battles. Pick your battles. Not every Elliott wave move or every structure is a trade. You know, you should be able to miss trades as well without FOMOing in because you're scared you're missing a move. There will always be a next great trade. This was a great move down. Probabilities here, great move up. Right? Those were 2 high probability moves. And for this one, as you realized during I think it was a live stream that we spoke about this, I explained exactly what I was looking for here as well, right? With the potential of the diagonal, taking out that low. So patience. And yeah, maybe I'll miss a move, but I care more about winning than missing. So, yep. We had a solid move down already since all-time high. And if we do zoom out, just to make sure I covered this, because you always have those ones. This move down so far counts better as a corrective structure, right? WXY, WXYZ, whatever you want to call this, right? You can finish a Y over here. You can finish a Y deeper. Doesn't really matter. This structure counts best as a corrective structure at the moment, which means probabilities are higher to at a later, we're on a weekly, right, daily, weekly time frame, to still look for all-time highs later. Now it's going to take some time. You won't be up there in one day. But currently this counts better as a corrective structure, not an impulsive structure, meaning a 3-wavy to the downside and not 5-wave to the downside, unless we end up with a diagonal. So yeah, high time frame bias, right? If we zoom out, still looking for price to move up. We have definitely dipped a large portion of the market, which is good to see as well. You know, you got to scare people out of the market. Nice little 30% retracement. It's also something you see in bull markets all the time. No, go back to 2021, you'll find more than one 30% retracement. Even in this one, by the way, in this bull market, we had some very decent moves down. This was a 20, 22. What was this? 22, 20, 21. This was a nice one. The ETF launch, 21. So, etc. Higher probability it's corrective. On a weekly time frame, I have made everyone aware. I don't do the weekly too often. Where is it? Oh, here we go. That there is the potential to end a wave 5 in this box. If you go back to my weekly scenarios and weekly Elliott wave analysis, then this is the most obvious count. And this was the target area for a wave 5, which can be the all-time high at the moment. And then that's the end of your bull market, and you do look for a deeper corrective retracement, which also can still be a flat, by the way. Would be hilarious. But gotta be aware. Gotta be aware. Right? More bullish. That's what you see on the chart. So yeah, let's check what you guys are up to. 10 p.m. What time zone are you in? Central European time in my case. Wave 2 after the diagonal is short in time, but it finished after the 382, so that's perfectly fine. It's good in time. So time is not a problem here. So you can easily have a wave 2 or B finish here. No problem. No problem. Nice after the 382, wave 2 or wave 2s tend to be short, zigzag family structures. In that case, A, B, C down. And as long as you don't get weakness here, there's just no interest to short. There's zero interest to short. I'm not touching that button. Yeah. At the moment we are at resistance, so this also is not my. Oh, let's take a new long here. That wouldn't be. I got mine from lower. There's no way I'm gonna do it here. But if we flip this with bullish CVDs, I'll be looking for 93 next. Make sure you survive the 90.3K point of control. It can be a TP. If we lose this support with some bearish CVD, change the structure. Yeah, very nice. 81K is what I'll keep an eye on. So trading wise, it's easier now. Okay. What's up, everyone? So Rocket Bunny, the 886 is touched. So the 886 at the low increases probabilities to take the low. So yes, also the analysis was a high time frame. So yeah, we are at support on ETH. There's still some support to the downside, which would be nice. Point of control included just below. So yeah, definitely at the moment. No, definitely. No reason at the moment to think differently. Only if price really starts moving beyond a 1.618 trend-based fib, right? So ETH has a move up, move down, touch the 886. Only if you move beyond the 1.618 from the start, the low, to the first high, to the 886 low. If you're going to move beyond this 1.618 trend-based fib, that's when you start considering more bullish outcomes. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you guys here, guys. I don't get option trading. Well, I'm not option trading as well. Legendario, welcome. Cheers, Alex. Good to see you pop in, man. If you take out the 81K low, then the bullish scenario is the same. It remains this one. It's just that you count this as a wave A, B, and then a wave C. And then you just move your 2 or B here. So if you move down, take out this low, that's your bullish scenario. After the low is made, look for a couple of 1-2s and then lift off. This might also look corrective, right? Multiple 1-2s are not always easy to determine. Think back about, the probabilities here were quite quickly bullish, but look at this structure, right? This is what a multi 1-2 can look like. And it can look very messy, very messy. But there were not a lot of other options left than a multi 1-2 to look for all-time highs. Trump had like nothing to do with the Elliott wave analysis, which was going for all-time high anyway. So we were already looking up because all the other options, especially once you took out this high, it was difficult to really be bearish. And I actually think I have a live stream in my educational playlist. Educational content. Is it in here? I think it's this one. Yeah. In this live stream, I analyze this structure from the beginning. So I do a complete new Elliott wave analysis, going through my full explanation of this 60K, 70K range and why the probabilities are higher to look for price moving up and for this to be the low, which is of course the conclusion. Ta-da. But at least you see the process of analysis. And it's long. It starts at like 18 minutes and I kind of end at like, what is this, 2 hour 30. So, but I scrap everything. I do everything from new. So if you're interested in, okay, but how do I approach a range, right? What do I look for? How do I get about probabilities, like that, etc. That's the live stream for you. So you can, Linktree is in the description. Go to educational content, scroll down, and you'll find that video, which I think is very helpful for people that at least want to learn Elliott waves. Can we still have diagonal starting an impulse to the downside? Yes, you can always have a diagonal starting a wave 1 or a wave A or a wave C or any impulse. We touched multiple times the ASA at start of multi 1-2. The only one I have is that one. Right. So yeah, but not every 886, of course, plays out. It's all probabilities, and probabilities are higher for it to play out. But of course, here you touch an 886, right? But you've moved to the downside so far. The probabilities here were higher to look for a bounce. The 886 for me didn't change anything for my directional bias. My bias was I gotta look for a long here. I was not interested in like, yeah, we're almost hitting the box here as well, right? We had some support here, but almost hitting the box. I wasn't looking for price to I gotta wait for just that little bit. No, direction Elliott waves equals directional bias, right? We moved to the downside. Maybe we would have gotten a couple more 4-5s. Yeah, maybe not. But I knew that when we were here, right, taking out the low, I'm interested in a move up, which also was explained in the video with the thumbnail, right, 80 to 86K. So I was looking for price to move up, unrelated to that 886 here. Right. So we touched the 886. Yeah, at that moment, probabilities are more interesting to take out this low, right? Now, the moment you then move beyond the 1.618, that is where that changes. Move beyond the 1.618, that is when this 886 becomes less interesting, right? And you got to consider a potential change here. Then you move down, bullish CVDs, and the rest is history. But from a directional bias point of view, this was much more interesting to look for longs as per the analysis. Same here. Here we were looking for, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is there a high here? And do we look for price to move down? That was the question. But even if we look for a wave 5 here, wave 5 it's not a big move. You're still looking for, okay, we get wave 5 and then we look for a move down. So the bias is to the downside, no? So that makes it interesting to look and consider shorts. Now, in my case, I didn't want to jump the gun, so I waited, quite a long time. But once price took out this low, there was the potential here for a diagonal. That's when I knew, like, okay, I can't really count this correctively anymore. And we had all the bearish CVDs. So that is the reason when, okay, yeah, I mean, we have the 886 touch here. It just happens, right? There's also an 886 touch there, by the way, and then price takes out the high. It's not like every 886 fills. Most of them actually don't. But an 886 in a diagonal is more common than in an impulse. Common. The moment we touch this, I'm patient. I have no interest after an 886 touch to short here, right? Because, yeah, I'm looking for the high to be taken, possibly. We are at resistance. If we take it, 5 and then down. But the moment we took out this low here, 1, 2, 3 lows, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-wave structure. Okay, we're looking for price to move down. So it's context, right? But yeah, the 886 has an incredible hit rate. What's up, maybe a Band-Aid? Thanks for the gift. He's back. What's up, man? Good to have you here. That's right, Mark. It is complex, yeah. Elliott waves take some time to study, but you're at the right place. There's a lot of education on the channel. There's also the, where is it? The Elliott Waves guide here on the channel. So make sure to check this one out. Everything you need to know is in here. And make sure to check out the Elliott Wave website here, which is public. I'm not affiliated to this website at all, but this is an amazing website that I used when I studied Elliott Waves back in the day. I think this is a very, very nice website. About 90% what you see here is good. 95%. Not everything is in here, but if you're new, then start here. Then check the playlist. Read the book Elliott Wave Principle, and you'll get far. Yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. No. How did you show the internal structure, the 50 minute chart? Yeah, we spoke about this shortly today. It just looks very three wavy. I can't count this as like it's very three wavy. Can't deny. And that is why in the analysis, I also said, I don't mind pricing continuing, but I would be more interested in looking for price to take 81K, but I need weakness, which I don't have. I can't short. Can't short here. It's just not, there's not enough for me to press the short button. I was happy to press the long button down here. Price moved up, bullish CVDs, also at support. It's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, WXY, XZ, whatever structure here. That's a mess. But it just looks very three wavy. If you count this as a multi 1-2, which I actually did for silver this morning, you would have to count this as a 1, 2, right? So this is your 1, that's your 2. And then you need another one. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's another one, right? That's another 2. Now what you see now is your second wave 1 is a lot larger in time and price than the first one. But the first one is a higher degree wave 1. Right? Preferably this wave 1 is larger in time and price. And the second wave 1 is preferably shorter in time and price or equal. But this one is very big. So a multi 1-2 early today. So that was when I woke up in the morning when price was down here. Let me show you. I mean, I can just show you. This was, where's the morning? Lots of chatting. ETH analysis. Okay, yeah, here. So was it here? 902. Oh yeah, this was the levels. That was the level. So I say here on the 1 4-hour time frame, nothing changed so far compared to previous analysis. Locally, the move up hasn't yet passed the 0.382. It's common for related structures to end after the 382, which would be at least today after 1 p.m. So what I was looking for is price, right? You take a fib. This is the 382. You can see it. Fib time taken from the high here at 88.8 to the low that we made at like 81. And what I talk about here is, well, this structure up preferably ends, if corrective, right? Corrective structure after the 382 at least, which is 1 p.m. So probability is higher to continue the range move up because of time as well. Okay. Then we have this is the picture. So picture number 2 is then a WXY is therefore an option as long as the 0.7 isn't hit, double zigzag, blah, blah, blah. So that's this one here. So that would be counting this as an ABC, get a W, X, and then ABC in a wave Y. Which basically means you end wave Y after the 382, right? Which is, sorry, not that, now I'm missing. You end wave Y after this 382. Sorry, it's a different 3. So you end wave Y after 1 p.m. The fib time you see here is a different one. Don't want to talk about this one. So move up, right? Still look for higher. Finish wave Y after 1 p.m. And then, of course, got to look for signs of weakness. Alternatively, the bulls look for a multi-1-2. The second wave one is both longer in time and price, which impacts probabilities negatively. That's the one I just explained, which is what you see here. Also here, we're still looking for price to move up, right? To resistance, 86K, 87K. So earlier today, this morning, the probabilities were higher to move up. But anyway, in the video I explained, or the video of, I don't know, yesterday, a few days ago, we were looking for 86. So this was not enough for me to make a new video because I was like, well, we're looking for 86 anyway. And this way, we're going to reach 86 in both of these scenarios anyway. So I might as well upload an Ethereum analysis today. So that's what I did. So this was this morning at 9 a.m. Right, at 9 my video, Ethereum was like early afternoon and Bitcoin was like, I don't know, 5 p.m. or something. But in the morning, every morning I write to silver and I explain what I look for. So that was when price was here. No? And the two scenarios is the WXY that I was looking at, which was it WX and then Y, right? Bearish scenario versus the multi-1-2. 1, 2, 1, 2 continuation. Yeah, you start your wave 3 or you get another 1, 2. But in that case, you shouldn't change the structure and definitely don't hit the 886. If you do, probabilities are higher. This is corrective. You look for price to move down. Now, as mentioned in the analysis earlier, I am more interested in taking the 81K low. I just need to wait for a bit of weakness because so far bullish market structure supported by bullish CVDs. We are at resistance, no place to long over here, in my opinion, no financial advice. And I'm interested in a short. I'm not yet in a short because I don't have enough information. Need to wait. So those are the two scenarios I keep an eye on. And of course, this can still lead to a triple 1-2. But yeah, you really need to pick up a wave 3 and volume then. And then trading is easy because if I go to bed and tomorrow morning I wake up and price is somewhere here, that's fine. Besides the fact I'm in a long, for a new long, I just then wait for cool, finish wave 3, get a 4, 5, 4, 5, and just long the 4s. But so that was that was this morning. Okay, Oscar PS3. This weekend is Formula 1. Press 1 in chat if you're gonna watch. 1. Oscar, welcome to Silver, man. We will get you sorted. You probably filled in the questionnaire, so we'll get you ready in the group. Welcome to the team. Yo. What happened to the gift membership button? I removed bronze because we're going to change the membership soon. Don't worry, if you are silver, gold, or diamond, you will be that, right? No worries. There will be a little change because you'll have to move to Patreon eventually. Because the moment I change memberships in YouTube, everyone gets kicked. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah. But maybe a Band-Aid, of course. I mentioned earlier. Cheers, man. Pop. Let me just scroll through and get to the bottom. Could you have a look at the 15? So I did just now. Unsubscribing from viewers. Bitstamp today threw a wick to 81,177. I'd be interested. I would be interested. Can a B in A flat be a WXY? Yes. I own a cardboard box. Do you ever put out ESNQ? Now that I started doing alts as well, stocks and other markets are going to be an option as well. So I'll probably start with some alts. I did ETH today, probably got some XRP, Solana content coming up, AVAX, SUI, whatever. When Bitcoin is not doing too much, I'll make sure to upload some alt content first, and then at a later stage we might also have a look at MicroStrategy, Nvidia, other markets. Yeah, for sure. Dogan. Paul, I just watched your previous analysis for Solana. You literally called all the move from 180 to 270, then 210, then take out high again then take out high, then again 120. Now last point is between 400, 500, which might be on ETF. Yeah, that would be then your wave 5. Yeah, correct. Nice that you watched the analysis, by the way. Rumors say 130 views, forgot to smash. No worries. Yeah. Everyone knows YouTube where the like and sub is, but thanks for being here nonetheless. So yeah, I don't know how that analysis. Solana has been a while ago. It must be in one of my altcoin videos, altcoin Elliott wave analysis. I don't know, one of these, of course. Oh, I forgot to change the title here to the coins. But, Sol was covered here as well 2 months ago. It's been a while. But, yeah, it's also the strength of Elliott waves, right? So it's nice to see. But, yeah, nice that you watched the video. Nice you watched the video. We can do an update on Solana soon again. Would be nice. My R's for USDT. Yeah. I transferred some to Kraken and my USDT was automatically changed to USDC. I knew it was going to happen. I got a notification. I didn't know they automatically changed it. So when you send USDT to Kraken, it automatically becomes USDC. Now, that was interesting. At least saves me the hassle of converting it. Mark Schwinn, hello, sir. If we break below your support box, yet no bearish CVD, will you consider a short? Yeah, I mean, I'm already considering. I just don't have I don't have enough information. I'm definitely interested in a corrective move. Look for price to take out 81. Touch the support down here. There's so much down here. Like, holy shit. Would be interested to touch. So I'm definitely interested. Also, if you lose the box here with a retest. But I would expect bearish CVDs when retesting. Now, if price touches the 886 here at 84.3, right? Then I'm like, well, cool. I'm looking for price to probably take out those lows, but might happen when I'm in bed because it's 9 p.m. I got to get my my S to the nest. We did not yet hit the point from earlier high. We stopped at the value area low. 50-min range POC from earlier highs. No, the point of control is actually still a little higher. I'm not sure if you talk about 88.1 or this one, 88.1. Yeah. Whoop. The only bearish scenario we have if we take high is to create a bigger triangle. The problem, so if we take the high, right? So this is, I thought earlier today about what if. So if you take out this high, right, then the bearish scenarios here go out the window. But you always need a bearish scenario as an analyst. The probabilities are higher. This is a complex structure. If this is wave A of a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, then wave A is complex, W, X, Y. The problem is wave A in a triangle, being a WXY double zigzag, is incredibly rare. It's more common for wave C, right? This is your B, C, D, and this is E. Most common for wave C to be complex, double or triple zigzag. After C, D, after D, B, and after B, you get to A and E. So it's very, very rare, right? In the book for Elliott Wave Principle by Robert Prechter, they don't even mention wave A. They only talk about wave C, wave D, and maybe they mention B as well, but they don't even mention A. So, yeah. So I suppose, bullish scenario is WXY, and you look for price to take the high, and then a flat is, of course, a bearish option, but you still take all-time high, which would be quite... that would be... That would be a big moment if you get a flat here. From a psychology point of view, people buying, looking for much higher, and then bam, all the dreams shattered again. Alternatively, though, you have to think about some sort of a diagonal because you have overlap between this low and the high. It's definitely not pretty, though, because then you have to think about a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, which is, of course, a very awkward awkward diagonal 3 is longer than your 1, which is allowed according to the new rules, by the way. And your wave 3 is shorter than your wave, or sorry, 5 is shorter than 3. So you can officially call this a contracting diagonal. I believe it. It's true, which is ridiculous, even though the trend lines are expanding. Yeah, it's stupid. I haven't did all the measurements though. I don't know. This is wave 4. Is wave 4 bigger than wave 2? Yes, it is. So you can't have a diagonal there. Forget everything I just said. So yeah, the moment you take out this high here, the bears, it becomes tricky for bears. It becomes difficult. You got to count an ABC to be bearish, or you get a diagonal, right? Get one final move down, not take the low, and then you go up. This might scare people in creating a new low, but you don't. It's just scary. People exit and la-di-la, and then they miss the move to the upside. Of course, the easiest thing to trade would be a very clear impulse, 5 waves up, and then get a 3-wave move down. I mean, it's too obvious, basically. Like from a market maker's perspective, you would say, no? You don't want to make it too easy. That's why we love puzzling with Elliott waves. So, yeah. WXYXZ is next. WXYXZ. And then this X is a zigzag ABC. And then move down, not take out that high. And then go for Z. But the WXYXZ is very rare. So, yeah. Oops. So you have ABC, WX as a WXY. Then you have another ABC, that's your Y. Oops. Then you get a zigzag X. And then you get a final move down, zigzag, that's your wave Z. So if you take out the high, that's going to be the bearish scenario that very likely will be presented online. If you take out this high, that is. But the WXYXZ doesn't have great probabilities. So, yep. It would be better if you want to take the low. It would be better to not take the 88.8K high, to be honest. Yeah, what's up, man? You change your name every stream, no? How you doing, man? I'm not shorting right here, at least not yet. My mind might change by the end of New York at the beginning of Asia session. Yeah, exactly. It's patience. It's patient. I would like to move down, but I don't want to press the button yet. And if I go to bed, I'm also that trader. I don't set alarms during the night and stuff. Like I don't care if I miss a move. There's always a next one. So if I wake up and price is down here for whatever, then it's fine. I'll miss a move, but I don't enter low probability and hope. I don't do hope. I do probabilities. I want to win. Yeah, so it's a nice approach. On USD dominance chart, it works. The issue with the dominance chart is you can't go above 100% and below 0. You can do an analysis on the dominance chart. But for me, it's always, when I analyze it, it's always a bit doubtful in how accurate is it, because it's a percentage chart, not dollar chart. I can count it, but yeah, I never really, I don't do it often. But I can. Yeah, I can. What's up, Raul? I watched from 4 months. 4 months ago. Okay, wow. Hell yeah. Accurate analysis. Painapple, I shorted guys, ripped to me if I hit. Make sure you have good risk management, right? If you risk 1% a trade and you short and it hits the stop loss, then, that's that. Yeah, the invalidation is very clear, no? Invalidation is very clear. So, yeah. And if you take that high, then probabilities increase to move to 93. If not, then, you're looking good. So, but yeah, everyone, of course, has different tools, different style of analysis. Just make sure you stick to your plan, right? Whatever people say online, which includes me. I'm only I'm only a guy sitting at home here in the south of France, trying to provide as much value by doing the analysis online and talking about my approach. But my approach might not be working for you. Maybe you're working full time. I'm not, right? Maybe you're not patient enough. Maybe Elliott waves, it just doesn't click. Maybe you don't use CVD, right? You use other tools like a VWeb, OBV, RSI, whatever, which automatically order flow, which automatically means you trade different, you analyze different, you enter positions differently. Like, you don't have to do what I do. If you make money and I make money, we both make money, we shake hands and we drink a beer somewhere, maybe on the beach someday, no? So as long as you're in profit, you're good. If you're not in profit, that's the moment where one has to learn more about creating a plan. Which, by the way, talking about that, which one is it? This playlist? No, this one. Then you watch this video here. I might actually change the thumbnail. I don't know. These two videos are arguably the most important videos on the whole channel. They don't really. The CVD video goes absolutely bonkers already for over a year, but these two they lag. They don't really go. But those are very, very important videos. What's up, Agent J? Good to have you here, man. X for the WXY double zigzag. Oh, I see. Ooh. Yo. Yeah, we'll see. New rules. Agent J, it's in my educational playlist in case you're interested, which is here, diagonals. That one. So. Yeah, it just, we got it from an email from Elliott Wave International, or to be more accurate, Jay-Z in the group has a Sewa 3 trader in touch with Elliott Wave International, and that's where it comes from. Plus, it was in the book. Not only that, by the way, it was also in one edition of the book. I know I have a video about it, and Trade Devils also has a video about it, so you could check both of them out. Bitcoin Census, fun guy, lives in Dubai now. Speaks in an hour. Well, I'll be in bed by an hour. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. What's up, C-Bell? How you doing? Keeps changing the formula all the time. Might be another issue, it seems. Divine Hood. Kunst is the best Elliott guy out there. What's up? Great to catch you live. What's up, Divine Hood? Thanks, man. I appreciate your support, dude. Been here already for a while, no? Been here for a while. So, okay. I gotta go. 9:15. It's time to call it a night. So yeah, the analysis, of course, started at like 7:30, and spoke about my approach, spoke about what I like to see. I mean, look, from a yeah, I mean, am I gonna repeat it as like a summary from an Elliott Wave point of view? Yeah, okay, we're gonna do a small little summary. So trading wise, the best opportunities so far were the short here and the long here, according to the analysis previously. Of course, no financial advice, but those were ones that I was interested in. At the moment, though, resistance 87.3K. This still counts better as an impulse, so I would dig a 535 to 81 Now, before I consider moving into such a short position, I need to see some more weakness, which is according to my plan, which starts with losing this box over here, right? Provided a bit of resistance. I'd like to see this lost, maybe even, move down to touch the 886 from this low to the high, get a retracement, and then look for that leg to the downside. Interesting. Now then, 81K, either it holds or it doesn't. That's something we'll figure out once we get down there. If you get a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you start ranging sideways here above support, probabilities are higher. You get a 5 and look for a bounce. Right? So that can be interesting for longs. But yeah, this is an absolute no trade zone for me. On the 4 hour, so on the daily time frame, the very high time frame from all-time high to the current low, probabilities are higher that this structure is corrective, not impulsive, which gives probability still to taking out the high. Of course, the moment you take out this low, there is at least the potential to count a diagonal. So probabilities will switch a little because then the bearish scenario is this. But at the moment, a WXY here is the higher probability. On the 4 hour, we have the bullish CVDs here, bullish CVDs here. You know, target of the bullish CVD is 88.8. I'm in a long myself. I don't mind. I already took profits. Don't mind not taking out the rest if price does come down. But it would just look clean. I think the best way I worded it is just by text, which was here where I said I got no problem with price moving out of the range. Just be aware of a flat if you take the high. But I can't deny that from an analytical point of view, a move down to 81K with the potential of a new low according to bearish scenarios remains very interesting. And I keep my eyes pinned on signs of weakness because I don't want to be too quick to judge. Because at the moment, this price section is not a high probability trade for me. This was high probability after we took this low. This was high probability. You know, that's sometimes all you need in a month, right? Like, and then be done and then wait for the next high probability. This here, I know it just looks, I would prefer looking for a low at 81 as as probabilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. WXY correction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out this low, see if it holds. If not, then welcome to 76. How do I approach it? I don't yet short. I wait for some more weakness, and then I might be interested to short. Yeah. So if we take out the high from a trading perspective, right? If we take out this high, then I'm already in a long. But if not, then this can be an additional compound or potentially a new one. Flip resistance into support. Break the high, bullish CVDs, 93 will be next, 90.3K, a little bit of resistance. If price tonight with news, who knows? But if you just do this, perfect. That's very nice because this, if not yet positioned, can be missed. And then you just wait for a wave 4, 5, and probably some 4, 5s. And then it's just about longing the 4, 5s. That's the high probability. If price moves impulsively, you're too late. You want to be positioned before that happens. You don't want to be that one person that longs into resistance just because there is a high amount of volume. Right? I can see it already happening here. Some people were probably part of this one. High volume into resistance. Right? People like, oh, there we go. Oops. And then they find themselves at 81, right? Don't be that person. Have a plan, have a strategy, trade safe, look for high probability setups. If you don't have them, just wait. Just wait. Sometimes, depending on how and what, you only need one great setup a month and be done with it. So, okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. That's probability-wise, that's what I'm looking for as well from an Elliott wave point of view. I'm not really looking for a low to be in just yet, but if you take 89K, then it's going to be a strong consideration. unless you go, and then the bear scenario is WXY exit on the daily. So yeah, let's just wait for more information. Wait for more here. Go up happy, go down happy. It's easier at the moment to trade this price action and know what to look for a new opportunity than really decide on pure Elliott wave probabilities. This move up, in my opinion, counts better as a WXY than a multi-one 2 as explained. Second wave 1 is longer in time and price than the first wave 1. So yeah, we'll see where we are tomorrow. And well, we'll see if I update Bitcoin tomorrow, if there's some interesting stuff. Oh, very nice. Okay. Finito. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, chatting, watching, and just spending some of your valuable time on the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. And if Elliott Waves is tricky for you or you are confused, make sure to just hang around, watch some more videos, or check the beginners playlist, because it is one of the most amazing tools in the market. Currently, price is at a bit of a tricky area, but if you watch some previous content and some educational stuff, you'll realize how powerful Elliott Waves is and how good it can be when executed properly. So make sure you trade safe, have a clear plan, have a clear strategy. Have a very good night. And then, yeah, we will see each other tomorrow again, either talking Bitcoin or talking other stuff. But I have a feeling we might be talking Bitcoin tomorrow. I have a feeling. Also, we have some high impact news on, what was it? Friday, I believe. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. we have a little bit, but Friday, 1:30. We have some high impact news as well. Oh, very nice. Trade safe, trade safe, trade safe. So, yeah, thanks, everyone. I am going to catch you tomorrow.